Derek DeBrosse, the gun lawyer.
Ohio gun lawyer here, Derek DeBrosse. Got a question today about what to do after a home invasion. It's a really, really good question. And to be quite frank with you, from an attorney standpoint, there's no great answer. It's all based on the facts at the time. All you can do is try to prepare yourself as much as possible. I have my few pointers are my take on it and my personal opinion on it. Number one rule is, if you forget everything else, is do not talk to the police. Now, there's different opinions on what to say to the police, and I'll get into that briefly. But if you forget everything else, try to remember that rule, because everything else being equal, that is the one thing you want to remember, is to say as little as possible. In a vacuum, yes, there are certain things we want to tell the police that can help your case, but we don't live in a vacuum. Most of us have not been in combat. I have been in combat when I served in Iraq. I know how my body reacts to that kind of stress. Most of us don't. However, there are certain things you may or may not want to say to the police officer. After a shooting occurs, or after a home invasion occurs where shooting happens in self-defense, you do want to get a hold of 911. You do want to get the authorities there, obviously. You're the good guy. You want to send for help. If there's a witness there that did not use the force, you might want to have the witness call rather than yourself, because the line will be recorded. Say as little as possible 911, just get them there. I once had an attorney tell me at best that what you want to tell the police is the entire story without what you did. You know, you tell them from point A to point B, but leave out what exactly occurred from your standpoint. When the police get there, police will understand that you want to talk to your attorney. Police are trained themselves after a shooting not to speak. They will get it. Ask to speak with your attorney, that you wish to invoke your right to remain silent. Be respectful. Explain to them that at that moment in time, you just wish not to speak with them, but you would be willing to fully cooperate with them in the future after you had a chance to talk to your attorney. And they should understand that, and it's not an issue. It cannot be used against you in a court of law. It is the Fifth Amendment right to remain silent against self-incrimination. If anybody has any different opinions, I'm sure there's a lot of opinions out there on that. There's a lot of other things that maybe you should or should not do. Feel free to drop them in comments, make a discussion out of it. One thing I hear routinely, and I don't disagree with, is point out where the evidence is at. If there was a knife that the assailant was using, if it gets lost in the bushes or something, you don't want the police not to find it, obviously. But again, some of us might become frazzled and start talking too much. So the basic rule of thumb is do not talk to the police, not because they're our enemies necessarily, but because they're not on your side necessarily either. So as always, remember, be safe out there and carry on.